Introducing the Chart Guy's Swing Report, a weekly digital publication that uses technical analysis to identify long-term market opportunities. Understand the market from a swing trade perspective. Follow institutional money as it rotates from sector to sector, and make the most of the Swing Report's weekly trade opportunities, with key entry and exit levels provided. Performance is tracked and updated weekly. For more information, visit us at chartguys.com. Now, let's check out some charts.
Hey everyone, pretty massive day out there as far as everything that's going on. It's a lot to keep track of. Let's go over it briefly before we get to the charts and go over technical analysis. So we have the most likely scenario that the Democrats are going to win both seats in Georgia, and as a result of that, have control of the government in the sense that they are going to be able to pass things a lot easier. The reaction that we saw initially, we can split today into 2 days. First half, second half. First half of today, repositioning of capital with this new news. And keeping in mind that retail traders can reposition in 5 to 10 minutes, 2 minutes. Big money takes a long time to move massive capital around. They can't just market buy and be done with it. So what we had today was bullish reactions in a big way for the marijuana sector for reasons I've been highlighting in those videos. We had it even in the mushroom sector for similar, the electric vehicle sector, the solar sector, the infrastructure stocks that Biden has laid out, his infrastructure plan. So a lot of sectors going up. Financial sector was exploding to the upside. Going down was the tech sector to start the morning. And that's due to the potential increased risk that the Democrats are going to go after big tech, break up some of these companies, or increase their taxes, whatever the reasons. Tech started down. Then all sectors went up and the market just ripped. And when I mean ripped, when you see the 1 minute RSI, not the RSI, the 1 minute EMA 12 hold like this, you know that there are just automated bots just buying everything. We did not lose that 1 minute EMA for over the first hour and 20 minutes of trading. You're not going to find many days where that is the case. Just an absolute beast of a bull move that started to form a 5 minute rising wedge. And then the second half of the day started. So again, that's the backdrop, and that's not going to change. Everything that I just said and the sectors that we're watching and repositioning of capital and what we're going to be focused on. 5 minute rising wedge broke bearish as soon as I saw this candle, short. Why? Because the risk to reward of being short, little risk. I'll stop out if we see a new high of the day. Reward, significant. And the dump here was when fear started coming in and headlines and videos of what's going on in DC and in the Capitol. So what's going on in DC and the Capitol? Again, this is all opinion, and I'll go through it fairly briefly. We'll get to the charts. It's a protest with a number of protesters taking the extra step. It happens all the time. It happens with BLM. It happens with whoever. You have protesters, and then you have a group within the protesters smashing windows, storming Capitol buildings. This is definitely one of the more excessive steps forward that we've seen, and it's an assault on government buildings in DC. That's significant. If there's one thing that I know, well, what I do have experience with is our militarized police. And that is through the Occupy movement that I was a part of. And I didn't see any of the tools at the disposal of the militarized police on display today. And they're saving that for tonight. There's a curfew tonight at 6 p.m. They're going to bring out all the toys. We're talking rubber bullets. We're talking pepper gas, smoke. We're talking water cannons. Whatever they have a lot. They have those big tank-like things with the laser beams that make you really hot or give you really crazy sound in your ears. They've got a lot at their disposal. None of it was on display today. They were unprepared. I don't know what they were doing, but the curfew is going to happen tonight. They're going to bring out all the toys, and in my opinion, it's going to be squashed. Are they going to come back tomorrow during the daytime, come back tomorrow night? Probably. But if I've seen anything, I know that the militarized police are really, really good at squashing protests. And I don't think that this time is going to be different. The market on this dump, we dump down hard and fast, and then there's clear defense being played at this support level of 373. But again, you zoom out to the hourly time frame, and the market right now is agreeing that this isn't that big a deal. That may change. Obviously, any changes in headlines or news or events is going to matter. But if you cover that volume, This is healthy hourly consolidation. We're holding EMA 12. We had a massive bull move up, a little bit of a double top at the all-time high level, but we're just looking for an hourly high or low. So I would say fear will return if the militarized police do not gain control. But again, I'm pretty darn confident that they're going to gain control tonight. So from here, it's going to be volatile. Keep in mind, one of the most powerful tools at our disposal as traders is we can choose when we trade. I can take the next week off. I cannot like the daily setup and take the day off. I can love the setup and go really aggressive. If you are uncomfortable or it's a little bit too overwhelming, I got overwhelmed today. I had a ton of positions open, more than I've had in a very long time, between crypto, marijuana stocks, and just everything. And then this started happening, and I've got to moderate the chat room and answer questions. And I was just going from aggressive, conservative, sell, and still in a bunch of positions that I'll talk about. But I had the power to go instantly from aggressive to conservative, and in about a 5-minute span, my risk was very significantly reduced. So again, at this point in time, there are no red flags as far as the technicals are concerned. You want to give me a red flag, break the low of Monday. If SPY breaks the low of Monday, we'll change our tune. But that is a key support level from here. The lows of individual names today, we're going to call the low of the dump today, excuse me, our fear line. And that fear line is important, not so much for SPY. You know, we break the low of the fear line, which is the low of that pullback. We're just going to be looking to the low of yesterday. But some names, when you look at Tesla, it has a double bottom, it's low of the day. That's our fear line. If that level breaks tomorrow, then we look for daily consolidation. Any name that saw a significant pullback in reaction to fear, the low of that pullback is going to be key. If we open higher tomorrow and those lows hold, fear is alleviated. If we open lower and those levels break, there's still fear present. So the lows of that pullback, just like Monday, the lows of Monday, which was that dump on profit taking, that was then our most important level. That's our fear line. I call it a line in the sand level when it's just in a daily uptrend. When it's a fear fast, hard drop, and we might be looking, are things shifting? Are the bears about to take over? We'll call that our fear line. So we got one on the low of Monday, and a lot of names have one from today. IWM, nothing wrong. Weekly chart is extremely strong. All-time high today. Strong close. Not a concern at all for these bulls. Hourly consolidation on the fear. Still in an hourly uptrend. No red flags. So again, if I'm not looking at these charts, if I don't have technical analysis, I'm shorting everything. Like the capital's going to burn down and I'm shorting everything. I look at the charts and say, okay, it's not that big a deal at this point. That may change, but as of this moment, this is not a big deal on these charts. QQQ, big upper wick. We know QQQ was the sector hit the most as far as our major sectors today. Lower open, gap down open, bulls buying the dip all the live long day, and then there's your sell-off on the fear. So we have our line in the sand support. The low of Monday is still a key level for me, 305.18. If that level breaks, we're going to see weekly consolidation. The number one thing, what am I going to do first? When 305.18 breaks, what's the first thing I'm going to look at? XLF. If XLF's at the high of the day, when that happens, then it's going to be offsetting. And that's what happened today. SPY opened fairly flat because XLF was way up here and QQQ was down here. And they were offsetting each other as far as the broader market is concerned. XLV, big massive breakout. Lower open, bulls in control the whole day. New all-time highs. What do you mean, DC? Nothing going on. Bull flag into the end of the day. Financial sector, massive day. One of the most bullish days you'll see in the recent past. We're up at the high and we're making our way back to the all-time high. Resistance is 30.06. That broke. There's a gap at 30.60. We filled that. 31.38. We are 3% from the all-time high. And we got tons of space for hourly and daily higher lows. Hourly bull flag for XLV and XLF into the end of the day. Biotech sector. So I went bullish here on the bull break of the high of yesterday. I think I've been talking about how I've been watching this the past couple of days. So in bullish, nice follow through. Hourly uptrend's going to be my guide here. Big drop, but there's our fear line. So that level matters to me tomorrow. If 140.85 breaks, I could put my stop there and have very, very little risk, and I probably will do that. Resistance is 145.25. We are just scouting a daily low or high, anything under 152.70. So I will likely look to take profit here, potentially tomorrow. That's one of my overnight long exposure positions. I am short SPY from where I said I shorted it for some protection. Semiconductors. Upper wick of profit taking, so we had a ton of profit taking, bull recovery, and bull follow through today, and then more profit taking. Still an hourly uptrend. That pullback is more significant. Again, you compare it to XLF and XLV. It's not a bull flag, but it is still an hourly uptrend. Bulls want to keep that hourly uptrend, ideally opening higher. But overall, new all-time high. So bulls keeping some control in that regard. And plenty of space. Anything above 211.92 will be a daily higher low if we lose the hourly uptrend. Solar sector, big gap up open. We know Democrats are favorable for solar. Hourly, higher low established, or trying to be established into the end of the day, 113.61. We'll see if we open higher. It looks like SPY is higher pre or after hours here. Not significantly, but it is higher. And when we lose the hourly uptrend again, just one of these names that has a ton of space for a daily higher low. The VIX, big long lower wick of bulls buying a dip, but we're still in an hourly downtrend. We broke some resistance levels, but we need a clear hourly higher low and higher high. This is fear. Do we have follow through of fear? Does that fear resonate or does it dissipate? Tonight's going to have a lot to do with that, in my opinion, and how these militarized police step in on things. Dollar. So the dollar was doing its bounce thing, but again, just no follow through on any trend changes. Big old bounce, and then a big pullback. Let's talk about correlations. Why was SPY caring about the dollar Monday, Tuesday, and not caring today? Why were the metals not caring about the dollar Monday, Tuesday, but caring today? Gold is inverse to the dollar on the hourly time frame today, and actually a bit weaker, significantly weaker. That's a weak bounce on the hourly, considering the dollar gave back 80% of the move. Correlations. Dollar volume offsets correlations. So you have the metals opening strong on Sunday. You have capital flowing into the metals. The dollar going up is having a negative impact on the metals. It's just being completely overrun by the influx of dollar volume offsetting any negative correlation. That lasted Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And SPY did not have a massive influx of capital to offset those correlations. Today, SPY saw a massive influx of capital to completely offset any correlation or weakness with the dollar, with buying of all sectors the first half of the day. So the flow of capital, the amount of volume, determines correlations. And you see it come and go. You'll see a flow of capital break correlations, and then as that volume drops back to normal, whether it's over a few days or a few hours, the correlation then starts to take over again. So let's just say you've got $100 million in retail money pouring in, and then now you've only got $10 million of retail volume. The bot volume is going to be a higher percentage of the volume that's being traded. The bots, the algos, the correlations. Gold, daily consolidation underway. We're in an hourly downtrend. We're just looking for an hourly lower high on this bounce. And we need a 4-hour trend change back to the bulls if we're going to say a daily higher low is being set. Just looking for a daily higher low. There's a lot of volume behind this pullback, but there's no major red flags. We're in a daily uptrend. If we were to see another big red day tomorrow, that would definitely stand out. And today was also just risk on the first half of the day. So we saw bonds dump TLT. I got stopped out of a TLT swing trade attempt position. We saw gold and silver dump, and then we saw our high risk sectors. Crypto's been going nuts. It's still at all-time highs right now. Bitcoin. But marijuana stocks, that's a high risk, high reward sector. That's a risk on sector. And seeing a big inflow today because of the Senate results. So gold and silver pulling back. Silver bouncing more significantly. Look at the hourly. Nice space. We're going to look for an hourly higher low once we top out. Need a 4-hour trend change back to the bulls for a daily higher low to be set. EMA 12 support to be watching. We held the EMA 12 last time around. We're trying to hold it again. We'll see if the bulls can hold or pull that off. Look at the miners. The miners were weaker than the metals yesterday, and the metals dropped today. The miners are stronger, much stronger than the metals today. Let's see if we're going to see a metals recovery into tomorrow. This is a very healthy daily consolidation at this point. We need an hourly trend change back to the bulls. This move is coming straight off the low. But there's plenty of space for an hourly higher low and higher high attempt. And if we get it, daily higher low is set. And again, very healthy consolidation on these miners at this point. Oil, big upper wick. Nope, not anymore. There was a big upper wick of profit taking. Fear subsiding. Anything under 50.94 will just be an hourly lower high. Double bottom at 49.49 and 49.48. That's a key short-term support level. But overall, bulls have plenty of space to keep control on the daily chart, anything above 47.18. Natural gas, 277 being tested. It's a double top at this point. 4-hour uptrend is our guide. We would have to see a bear break of 260 to lose the 4-hour uptrend and to say a daily lower high is being set. And we would then scout a higher low compared to 226. So, I did a bunch of trading today. Went aggressive. The MJ sector, in the end, it was a 2-day maker. Probably gave back another 2-day maker from the highs when MJ was at its highest before the market pulled everything back. So I've got a little bit of XBI. I've got some mushroom stocks, CMPS and MMEDF. I've got some MSOS, USMJ exposure, crypto exposure, some short exposure for protection. More positions than I have normally. So that's definitely contributing to my overwhelmed feeling, along with all the news and all the chat room and all that. But in the end, just preserving capital, being protective, shifting from aggressive to conservative very quickly as the environment shifts. Normally, my homeostasis is conservative, so it's easier for me to fall back into that. And just taking it one day at a time, as always. And eventually, at some point soon, I will probably exit all those positions and start with a nice, fresh, clean slate, which is the way that I like to do it. So that when the bell rings, I don't have to think about the market at all until first thing the next morning when it's time to prepare for the day. So I hope you're well. Hope things didn't get too ugly. Stop loss, as always, help out for that. Don't forget to do good things out there. Be kind. And we will see you tomorrow. Have a good rest of your day.
It's a duck triangle.